I recently decided that it'd be a good idea to try the Pixel 8. Last year, I traded in my Pixel 6 for a Pixel 7. And then in a separate transaction, I traded in a Galaxy S22 for a Pixel 7. I kept one of the Pixel 7s, gave one to my mom. She's been using it for a year. I wasn't a huge fan of the Pixel 7. And honestly, I think I made one video about it and then took my SIM card out of it and just never really used it again. But let's see what the Pixel 8 has to offer. Just like last year, the pre-order trade-in deals for the Pixel was really good. And I decided to use Best Buy instead of the Google store. What I've seen for a lot of people, and please pay attention, or just listen, I don't know. When mailing these expensive phones to the respective OEM, so whether it's Apple or Samsung or Google or whoever, frequently these things just get lost in the mail. So you paid full price for your new phone, and then you're expected to get a refund based off of the value of the device that you're trading in, but it gets lost. What do? I don't know, because I don't do that. Last year was the first time I ever traded in a device, and even though there were some minor hiccups with one of the trade-ins, because I was physically there in the store, I could say, hey, you have my phone. I have the receipt saying that I gave it to you. Why haven't you processed this yet? So I am not a fan of the mailing stuff because unfortunately, yes, some things do genuinely get lost and other times people steal them. So it kind of sucks. But for this year at Best Buy, what I got, consider subscribing. All right. Retail price of the Pixel 8 is $700. But when I went to Best Buy or online, you could see that $700. When looking online, yes, you'd see that the retail price for the Pixel 8 was $700, which unfortunately is $100 more than last year's phone. But when trading in that Pixel 7 for this year's Pixel 8, they gave me $200 for the phone, which sounds terrible, but another $250 as a trade-in promotion. So $450 total for my Pixel 7, which last year the phone cost $600. So a lost value of $150 over the course of a year, I'm okay with that. So Pixel 8, that's the first thing that I got, the phone itself. Then, since I pre-ordered it, it said, okay, in addition to getting $450 for your phone, we'll also give you a pair of Google Pixel Buds. I've owned Pixel Buds in the past, and they were fine. They were the regular ones. In fact, I got them in conjunction with a Pixel 4a when I bought one from a gentleman or lady on eBay. But I've started using wired headphones, so I don't know if I'm actually going to start using these. So let's put those to the side for now, and let's open this little guy. We have the phone, so I'm going to take that and put it to the side just for now. And as usual, we have a Type-C to Type-C cable, the Type-A to Type-C little dongle right there, which isn't anything special, but it does help with transferring data. At this point, I don't know if this is really required. If you're using another USB-C device, a Type-C to Type-C cable should be able to send the data back and forth, but hey, I don't know. Maybe that's why they included this, but if they did, then this cable doesn't work. So I don't know. Don't know why. I don't know if you actually need this anymore. And as before, here's a little bit of literature. And inside that, the only thing that you should care about right there is the SIM ejector tool to remove the SIM card from your current device and place it in this one. So let's move that to the side. Turn this little guy over. And it's nice that they have put little images on here. So you have where the fingerprint reader is, power buttons, volume, rocker, SIM card location or SIM card tray location. And it lets us know that there's a USB-C port on the bottom of the phone. Before I even take this off, one of my big complaints from last year was the fact that these buttons need to be switched. Having the power button on top doesn't make any sense. When holding the phone, in my opinion, you interact more with the power button than you do with the volume button. You're locking and unlocking, locking and unlocking. So it would make more sense, in my opinion, to have the volume button down here. iPhones do it differently, so that's not really a fair comparison. They have the power button by itself and then the volume rocker on this side. My Galaxy is upstairs, so I'm not going to get that, but believe me, it is set up that way. Here's my Zenfone 9. Power button is at the bottom, volume rocker is up top. And I feel like I had another phone around here, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. But this is what Google has decided to do. And the other thing I noticed, since I'm still talking about button location, when I am watching something in this orientation, it would make sense, in my opinion, especially if I'm holding it from the left side, to have the volume buttons up top, because that's where I'm adjusting volume. Because I'm adjusting volume like this. I don't really need to lock the phone when I'm holding it in this orientation. But let's go ahead and remove the paper. And I'm going to turn it on and be right back. Here we have it. And the first thing I'll say after I've gone ahead and set it up is that this phone definitely feels better in the hand than the Pixel 7 did. And that, in my opinion, is because the phone is smaller. Has a smaller screen and has an overall smaller footprint. It just fits more comfortably in the hand. That was probably my biggest issue when it came to the Pixel 7. Unfortunately, I no longer have the Pixel 7 in my possession, but I still have the case. And you can see that the Pixel 8 sits inside the Pixel 7 case, but there's definitely a lot of room around the perimeter of the phone up here towards the top because the phone itself just physically is smaller. If I turn it upside down, yes, as it should, the phone falls right out because it's way smaller. Another thing that I'd had issues with in terms of the Pixel 7, and I still think they could have made it better, is the fingerprint reader. Yes, it works. Okay, let's go ahead and unlock it. It works. Let's do it again. But the fingerprint reader for the Galaxy S22 and S23, which is an ultrasonic fingerprint reader as opposed to an optical fingerprint reader, just feels better. It's a little more responsive. I will say that it appears that the fingerprint reader on this Pixel 8 seems to be a little more responsive than last year's phone, but it might be an unintended positive consequence of the phone being smaller, that because I'm able to hold it more comfortably, I'm able to more reliably place my finger in the correct place when unlocking the device. But either way, it seems more responsive. I chose this color because I just like the way that it looks. And the big thing that I'm interested to really shed some light on, which only time will allow us to do that, is the 7 years of software support that Google says it will start giving to its devices, starting with the Pixel 8. So I will continue playing around with this. Like I said, I am already enjoying the way that it feels in my hand way more than the Pixel 7. And I'll get back to you. And since I am currently daily driving 2 phones anyway, one SIM will remain in my iPhone and the other SIM will be placed in this. I am going to buy a case for this because it is a little slick. Once your fingerprint oils and everything get on it, it does add some texture to it. But these glass sandwiches, in my opinion, are just not the best idea. So, like I said, so far, so good. I definitely would have advised more people to go out and buy this, but I didn't actually get hands on the device until the day that I purchased it. There was a stand in Best Buy where you could pick it up, but I picked that phone up right before I went over to customer service to go get this device. So hopefully you have one of these devices and you also are going to be playing around with it. And if you do, I'd like to hear your opinion on it.